Right then, good morning guys. I've got a fair amount of bait that's been ordered that ain't been picked up yet, so I could really do with you picking it up. Now I know that most of you know that at the minute I've got COVID, so the bait ain't here. It's across at my mum's house, so it wouldn't be me you would be picking it up off it would be my brother. So if you've ordered some bait, if you could come and grab it, I'd be grateful, for the simple reason of I could really do with freeing some space up in freezer, really, to be honest with you. Now this is the bait I rolled yesterday. It's got a matching glug with it, so that's the bait that I rolled yesterday, and it's a 16mm round baits. 16mm round baits, which is probably 2 kilo around, 2 kilo of baits that I call pillars. I'll give you a quick idea of what they're like in a minute when I ain't sealed them up. So I've stopped sealing them, by the way, guys, because when someone comes for bait, the first thing they want to do is open it and smell them. So I've just stopped sealing them now. It's the foil packed, so freshness is there. Now, yet again, these are being sold as a freezer bait, but there was rolled as a shelf life, so they have got the stuff in there to make them shelf life. So, but it's just it's all angler dependent, really. It depends on how much experience you've got, and I know it sounds stupid, experience with bait, but it makes a massive difference. If you know how to treat bait right, then there's no reason why even I mean, I've had tuna baits, tuna and chili, with actual tuna flakes in it, and I've also had crab with actual crab in it, that I've had for out at freezer for going on 12 days, and it's been absolutely sound, not a thing wrong with it. I've actually took the flakes of tuna out, tasted them, and there's been no rank smell. It smelled nice. I think it's the salts that are in there as well that help a lot with it. So, but as long as you treat it right, and the only thing by treating it right is for you older guys out there, then you will probably have the old slings, the old sacks, which I prefer to the new ones, to the flotation slings, to be perfectly honest with you, because the flotation slings, they keep the fish up in the water. Now once it's got its energy back, they keep powering off all the time, so they kind of upsetting that little bit of area. And I do fish margins a lot, so I ain't that keen of them kind of slings. I do use them to retain them while I set the camera up, but that's about it. And on a pond that I can get them out of the way, say like something like Robber Valley, where not many are on there, I can always catch a fish and then move it just down to the right of me where I'm not fishing and sling it there, but still so it's in the middle of, say, where I'm fishing and where my brother's fishing, and it's just in the middle of us both. But we've got his rods going out at a fair distance, so the fish is safe. We keep checking on it. But I do prefer the old slings, because the minute you put the fish in, it goes down in the water column, and they just seem to sit there and chill. They may have one go at going out, or even maybe two or three goes at trying to bolt out. But once they realise there's no escape for them, then all they do is they just rest to the bottom of the pond and they just sit there, and that's all they do. But when they get out, they go absolutely chaotic. So it's a matter of doing is getting one of them old slings, or even an old landing net's even better. If you can get an old landing net, that's even better. And just use the net itself. Pan net's the best, I've always found. If you can get a pan net, fill it up with your boilies, put all the boilies in it, take them to a room that's not affected too much by central heating, and like something like a loft. I do a lot of it in loft. Now what I'll do is I'll put a plastic sheet underneath the bait, because bits do fall off it, which you don't want all over the place. So I put a plastic sheet underneath it, and I hang the bait up, and I leave it with a just so air can get around all the bait. And then once a day I'll go in and I'll move the bait around, hence the plastic sheeting underneath, because when you do that, bits fall off onto the plastic sheet, and then daily you can just tip it into a bag. Now, see what I mean? Again, it's this COVID. It's a strange, and it's a bit like flu, but it definitely affects your breathing big time. So, but that's hopefully I'm nearly be alright now. But Marie's got it now as well, so we're both pretty much doomed. But so back to this. Right then, so this is the bait as it is now. When you get it, it will come like that, obviously. Now it's the reason I've took it off the trays at the minute is it's had 24-hour air drying. Now a shelf life bait to me is, once you add that preserve to it, it kind of makes the bait go harder on its own. The bait goes harder on its own. So I give it about 24 hours of air drying on mushroom trays, and then the rest of the time I have it in bags, because the drier it gets, the more bits it loses. And again, it's a nightmare. With the amount of bait I roll, it's a nightmare if you're getting bits all over the place all the time. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm a bit OCD on, so I don't like muck and grime, and so I put it in bags, and then all I'll do then is I'll pour it into a bowl, rotate it round, back into a bag, leave the bags open. Simple as that, for an extra 24 hours. So you've got 48 hours of drying. But I do think that once the eating's on it now, if you can have it in a bag and you seal that bag up, after 24 hours of air drying, which it's already had, what you do now is eating's on in here. So all you do is you just close the bag up. 2 kilo bags, by the way, guys. You just close the bag up, and then you just put that on the side. Now, what you may get that in the window here, it may start to steam. Now, if it steams up, don't panic. It's a great thing that it's steamed up. Just open it up, pour the bait out, dry the inside of the bag, and then back into the bag it goes. And by doing that, it's speeding the process of drying up. So don't panic if it does that. Now the matching glug, what I've come up with for this one, I absolutely love it. It's got massive pieces of tuna in. You'll probably be able to just make them out there floating. See them? Here and here and here. It's massive pieces of tuna, coconut floating in there. Now it's beautiful. It smells beautiful. It really does. It's thick. It's a thick, really thick gloopy. A really thick gloopy glug for this one. So we'll take an handful of bait out just so I can show you what it's like. Now, these are the baits as we stand. These are the baits. Now we've got. Yeah, I would say that they're a little bit smaller than their than 16s, to be honest with you. If you ask me, they look more like probably a 15 mil or something like that, maybe even a 14, but they look a little bit smaller. Now you can tell that that's not because they've been air dried for 24 hours. It's the preservative in them. The preservative in them, for some reason, it dries the bait out faster. It gives it an harder shell, but it's still a really nice bait, and the attraction in it is unbelievable. And with the addition of that, it's a really nice addition to it. So all we do with that is with this glug, it's really it's really thick. So I will show you what it's like anyway. So. Right, so if we pour the glug onto that, that's the kind of gloop that you're getting. That. So, right. Just one second. So the taste that you're getting from it is, it smells very pineapple-y, but it has got the essential cell in there. So it's as you can see, the bits on the top there are coconut, all pieces of coconut. Now the carp absolutely love coconut. Now this is a shelf life glug. It's been in cupboard now, this one, for going on, I'd say probably about 4 to 5, probably longer. I will be honest with you, probably longer. It was round about the mid of the first COVID outbreak, so probably about a year and a half. But it's really nice in how it looks. It's like a fluorescent, as you can see, it's a fluorescent orange, and it leaves it sinks, but it also, it does great things when it in the water as well. It sinks and it clings to stuff. Droplets will come up again. It's all what I've worked to try and achieve within this within these glugs. It is, I wanted it to sink and cling to stuff, but I also wanted it to come to the surface, but then after a while drop back down again. Now some of it does, some of it lying up there, some of it lying mid-surface. It's exactly doing what I want it to do. It's ideal to what my plan was, to get it to exactly what it is in that tub. Now it's pbaa friendly, so you're fine using it in bags. It will obviously you'll need some kind of a syringe or something from a chemist. Just go in a chemist and ask them for a syringe for medicine, and then just stick it into it, and then just get it out in a fruit top up bag, squirt it into your bag, and then out you go. But it does really look nice when it's on the bottom of the pond. It kind of leaves a fluoro, and I tell you, fluoro like mass on the bottom of the pond. And the funny thing was, when I very first used it, the birds saw that mass of colour on the bottom, and they was diving on it. Now they were trying to get, they actually must have thought it was a food source, an whole food source. So it was diving down on it, and it was just dispersing. So it was funny to watch. They were not there for them. And the cocoa, as they go to try to grab the cocoa, it just goes to nothing. The old pieces of cocoa, like they're them, they look like they're really big chunks. But take my word for it, honestly, the minute you touch them, they just go to a mush. So the birds had a real problem picking it up. But it takes a bait to the next level. Now I've got a fish meal glug as well that I've got, but that one's a brown one, and it was one I did a while ago. So it's been in cupboard a while. So it needs to go. I've got quite a few baits that need to go. It's I think I've got some. I've got another 2 kilo cocoa cream. I've got quite a bit of liver and shrimp. What else have I got? The cocoa cream, the liver and shrimp, and I think there's some banoffee that I need to get rid of because I need some room in freezer. So if anyone's after that, just give me a shout, and we'll sort something out price wise, because obviously I'm wanting to get rid of it to clear some room in freezer, but it ain't going to be much cheaper. I'd rather just take it over to my mum's and put it in her freezer. But the glug is again, the glug's solely, and this bait is solely for myself, so this one's not for sale. There's some cocoa cream in the freezer as well, that when I said the freezer needs clearing, is that bait doesn't need clearing, that bait needs saving, because it's a bait I'm going to be using this year, definitely. It's a bait that I've got a hell of a lot of faith in. I really have, honestly. It almost tastes like orange. Beautiful, beautiful. Really chuffed with that, guys. So I'll check you later, and I hope you all have a good day.